Hello everybody and welcome to World War II Veterans Memorial Field on Veterans Day. I'm Kevin Praik with Saeed, your cameraman. We're bringing you varsity boys soccer action in the Hakama Cup, the playoffs between the Canton Bulldogs and the King Philip Warriors. Ready to start underway in this big playoff match. The Dogs looking to advance in this game. So are the Warriors as they look to move into the semifinals against either Milford or Sharon, who are playing in a game at the same time as well. So by the end of the day, we'll find out who are in the semifinals for the Boys Hakama Cup, the first ever Hakama Cup. As the teams are running back and forth trying to, and that's a high scaling ball over the light here, over the field lights here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. The team's looking to gather steam and win early in this game as they looking to score points here as we're playing quarters, not halves. Number 5, Caleb Cassetta Waxman, the junior midfielder with the two last names there, hyphenated. And that is into the waiting arms of the Warrior goalie. And he will take it and he will do a little roll through here and send it on down to his team. As they move on down and trying to get something going here. Bulldogs playing aggressive, trying to get something. It looks like number 6, which would be Jacob Krogny for the Bulldogs. Continues to fight and move forward. For the first time in a while, we're seeing players sitting on the benches as they await the results and possibly get into the game. Past couple of games that we have covered here on either periscope.tv/Saeed Sports or on Canton Community Television, the student station, Verizon 41, Comcast 12, HD for Verizon would be 2,143. So it's interesting to note the differences in the teams. The Bulldogs continue to run forward as Aiden Lindmark, the senior captain, also the goalie for the Warriors, continuing to strike and play his hardest as Cassetta Waxman goes down, but he seems to be okay, and the Bulldogs are taking advantage here off the foot of Colton Merliani. And that'll be a kick by Anthony Zapala. And each team will look to move forward and progress in this one. And the teams are fighting for the possession of the ball and continuing to fight and move forward. Cole Breen with that one kick, and it's going to go back and forth between the Warriors and the Bulldogs. They're playing around the center circle right now in this soccer matchup. Good play by one Giovanni Ruggieri there. The team's continuing to fight and continuing to perspire as it is trying to just drizzling, trying to hold off the rain here. They're also running around. 0-0 your score, 16:15 left to go in the first quarter. Quarters not halves due to the MIAA restrictions. In 16:07 into the first quarter, that will be a big goal for the Warriors. So King Philip leads the Canton Bulldogs by a score of 1-0 here in the early stages of this playoff match. Looks like we have a number 5, I believe, scored that goal, which would be Caleb Cassetta Waxman. We'll have a little bit of a stoppage in play here. Number 9, Alex Leon coming out. And Stephen Griffin coming in for him. Bulldogs trying to do something off the shoulder of Abdullah Barry, and then big Matt Giglio, the big-time football player with the big-time play. What a great personality and a great person. Tries to make a big play there, but it is not to be at this juncture here. And the Warriors continuing to fight forward and continuing to fight as Cole Breen tries to get this one. Balls are being pumped up here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Happy Veterans Day, and thank you to the servicemen and women across this great nation for protecting our freedoms and allowing us to enjoy these games that we're bringing you today. Looks like Jacob Crogney is trying to get something going here, trying to get around the far flag and get it past the defense as they're going, and the shot will go behind the net, and so it'll be a shot on goal. The ball gathers, this will be a kick in here, a corner kick for the Bulldogs as they send it high and wide off the look-to-be head, up to the referee's discretion whether or not to allow that, as the headers are not allowed in this year, along with shoulder-to-shoulder slide tackling, any physical contact. Everyone has to wear a mask at all times, set forth by the new Massachusetts regulations. Then off the chest there, Carson Eagles trying to fly and trying to get that one down, but the kick is going to go sailing down, trying to get it here. Oh, and it's going to go high, hit the cross, but it's going to go out, and it looked like off the leg of number 7, Dan Foyt of the visiting team. And big time things happening here for both teams as they looking to win this game. The Bulldogs down by 1 here. Almost a goal there as we say that. It would be stolen by number 6 for the Warriors. That would be Josh Canning, and number 15 and Matt Giglio playing on it, trying to get something going here. And each team trying to get something going, trying to maneuver, trying to outsmart their opponents and get the advantage with the goals and the scoreboard, trying to make it even better. And that ball will be whistled dead right outside of the flag on the near side, near the scoreboard, closest to the scoreboard. And Jacob McCabe trying to do something there. Jake trying to get something going. Colin Wesley trying to maneuver and shoot his team up into another goal opportunity. He does, but that goal shot is null and void. So it will remain 1-0 here in this quarterfinal match in the Hockomock tournament between the second-ranked Bulldogs and the third-ranked King Philip Warriors. The Warriors have had their last 3 games end in draws. The Bulldogs winning their last game, so we'll see how this one ends up here. Everything changes when you play on paper. But when you actually get to see the teams play, who wants it more? And that's what we're trying to find out here tonight, or this afternoon rather. As the team's set up, it looks like the Warriors will have it here. Off the nugget, and that's going to be called. That's going to be called by referee, and it'll be a indirect kick for the Bulldogs. That is not allowed. In this season, anyway. And the team's continuing to fight on. Eric Valdivinos looking to check into the game for the green and white, which is actually a little bit confusing tonight because both teams are in green and white. So for those of you watching at home, as Valdivinos comes in for the Bulldogs, King Philip is wearing the white jerseys in the green shorts. Canton is wearing the green jerseys in the green shorts. So that's the way to tell them apart. Little interesting nugget is in the MIAA rules, the away team has to wear a light colored jersey and the home team has to wear a darker colored jersey. I'm not making that up. That is a legitimate rule set forth by the MIAA, so that can tell you a little bit. So if you're ever watching, know that the team watching soccer and the high school level in Massachusetts, know that the team in the lighter jerseys is the away team. The team in the darker jerseys, of course, would be the home team. And there's a big action going on here on the pitch. And Abdullah Barry has just magical talents when it comes to the field, when it comes to playing soccer. The Bulldogs keep trying to maneuver, trying to almost slither their way around, trying to finesse that ball and get it into the goal, guarded by Aiden Lindmark of the King Philip Warriors. And the Bulldogs are not giving up, coached by one Dan Erickson, also the athletic director of Canton High School. Ball slung by Lindmark as he continues to make a big impact for his team. And at number 5, Caleb Cassetta Waxman. Valdivino sends it on down to his team, and Jake McCabe sends it back. And they're going back and forth, trying to figure out what's going on here. And that ball will be stopped. A good shot on goal for Jacob Krugny, but it is not going to be beneficial in this one because it did not go in the net. Little stutter step by Lindmark, and he gets it down to his team as they try to keep on going. Oh, and a big play. You could hear the ball whack against Abdullah's ankles, probably up in the press box, probably 100 feet away. That was a loud thud. Like, boom. And the teams continue to fight and continue to move and fight for possession. Who's going to win this one? Who's going to move one step closer to being called the overall champion of the Hockomock League for boys soccer? And Lindmark getting a big save there, rolls it out to his team, who will play towards the out of bounds line, which is the yellow line on the field, so that is where that is. Valdivinos is going to fight for that one, but it will go almost out of bounds, saved by Anthony Zapala. 5-on-5, literally number 5 fighting against 5, trying to get that ball and trying to compete and gain an advantage for their team. Eagles taking them down, but it will go towards Hisoke, would be number 10. Stephen Griffin, and the Warriors will take this one. The indirect kick on down, the missed block by Matt Giglio, and that ball goes sailing. Might as well have taken a trip to Hawaii, he went so far. And off the rocket of the Bulldogs' feet, it will be an indirect kick for the Warriors. Bulldogs looking to check in number 30, Charles McKinney, and number 3, Keaton Merliani. Now the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be Bulldog ball here in this one. Number 9, checking back into the game, Alex Leon. Checking back into the game for what I would assume to be AJ Ilson. Big clapping coming from the Bulldog side as Jacob Krugny and number 26, Patrick O'Leary check out of the game here. And that one goes sailing, and it would be far wide. The no good sign coming from Mr. Ujiri, the Bulldog goalie. 6:07 left to go in this first quarter. 1-0 your score as King Philip leads the Canton Bulldogs in this quarterfinal matchup of the Hockomock Cup. This broadcast is sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. And that's a high sailing ball. And it looks like McKinney's trying to play and trying to get that one for his team, but the Warriors say, no, not today. And the Bulldogs send that one high and far, putting it so far into the air. And the teams continue to compete with one another. And it'll be kicked back to Lindmark. Lindmark retains control of the ball and then moves it on down. Valdivinos with the big block. It ends up hitting one of the people on the bench there. He's fine. But it was so close to the action there. The indirect kick coming from the Warriors. There's a pile up, sending it to his pal, and then going to Leon. But the Bulldogs will take advantage, and they're moving forward as the Bulldogs trying to outlast 3 different people here. Off the neck. Big play by Carson Eagles. And the team's continuing to move forward. It looks like Carson Eagles will take this indirect kick here. Will Keefe taking it, and he slams it home. Playing an airball contest with the good variety. And that one will go high and into the opposite side of the stands. I have not seen that one all year in any sport here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. It bounced into the stands where it says Go Bulldogs on the side of it. You don't see that one very often. Everybody here is socially distant. Wearing masks, have to go through a daily screener to even appear at this game. The steal by the Warriors, but Krugny will take it right back. Excuse me, it'll be Caden Merliani. And number 11, Connor O'Neill, trying to run down his opponent with the ball. He has the ball, and they're running towards the flag, and it will go out of bounds off of that battle right there. 3:32 left to go in this first quarter. King Philip leading the Bulldogs 1-0 in this playoff matchup. The winner of this one will go and face Milford or Sharon, depending on who wins that game happening right now. That'll be a semifinal match. And out of bounds, the instructions coming from Lindmark on the other side of the field for the Warriors. Big play there, and then a big stop by Ruggieri, as that was a liner. And then Ruggieri got it right in the breadbasket, right in the ribs, and he cuts it, goes to his knees, but stops the ball. Big play there by Giovanni Ruggieri for the Bulldogs, keeping this a 1-score game. The team's fighting right alongside you, right along the flag nearest the track. And it'll be and the teams continue to go at it. And that one goes sailing, and then off the shoulder, Abdullah with the little swing kick. Not used to seeing that. And there's the big play there by Anthony. Anthony is fighting Valdivinos, and he goes back in and out. And you will have number 5 getting that one in there. And on the far side of the field, the teams continue to jockey for position there. Each team jonesing for a win. 1:47 left to go in this first quarter. And that one's going to go high and dry into the scores area. Oh, it almost made the goal sitting right beside me, but it hit the crossbar. It hit the bar. Not that it would have counted. But, hey, you got to enjoy these things while they last. That's what you learn. In these seasons, a couple months ago weren't even going to happen. And the Bulldogs take over, and it'll be sent down to Jake McCabe. McCabe trying to get something going here. But the Warriors take it right back, and they're going to send it far for Alex Leon, who back kicks it. But the Bulldogs take it. He kicked it and didn't even see where it was going, but it went where he wanted to. Unfortunately for him, it was an out of bounds. Big play for Anthony Zappala. And Valdivino's running around trying to do his very best. As we're winding down the final moments in this first quarter here between the Canton Bulldogs and the King Philip Warriors here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. I'm Kevin Praik along with Saeed, your cameraman. Thank you for joining us here, whether it's on periscope.tv/Saeed Sports or on the app under the same name, or on Canton Community Television, Comcast 12, Verizon 41, the student station, or an HD Canton, or an HD for Verizon 2143 would be the channel for that. And we'll call it at the end of one. The Bulldogs trail, the Canton Bulldogs trailing the King Philip Warriors 1-0 in this quarter-final match in the Hockomock tournament. The Warriors getting steady with their war cry, trying to maintain their lead here at Memorial Field. The team's fighting and clawing to get into the second part of this Hockomock Cup, this championship bracket. The Dogs versus the Warriors, who will turn out 3 quarters, remain in this game as they are playing quarters and not halves due to the modifications set forth by the MIAA. And we're getting set for another one here in this great game. Teams will stay on their switch sides. The Canton goalie Giovanni Ruggieri closest to you, as he is at the goal near the entrance. And the goalie for the Warriors, Eden Lindmark, on the guarding the goal nearest the scoreboard. So this will be a kick in for the Bulldogs, just into this one. KP trying to send it on down off the chest of Fiat. And the teams continue to move forward. They're going back and forth trying to figure it out here, trying to move. And it will be Jorge Sanchez, who's had a great season thus far for the Bulldogs, fighting for the ball there. The indirect kick in coming here. We're going to have a kick in here. Team's getting set up, trying to get this thing moving here. Oh, and the Bulldogs blocked that one right there. And this game remains 1-0. Ruggieri gets it to his team and then sends it on over. Oh, a great play by Eric Valdivinos, who did like a little pop hit, popped his leg up, and the ball went over both defenders' heads. Went out of bounds, but it sure looked cool. No style points awarded. Valdivino's back at it, sending it over to O'Leary. O'Leary gets it taken from him, and the Warriors will do what the Warriors do and fight on. The Bulldogs running back down the field, trying to get it past the midline. Here's where they're at. They're right outside the center circle. Teams trying to figure out what exactly to do. How do you stop each other? They have been trying to match each other stride for stride here on this one. And we're going to see how this one turns out. A lot of game left to be played here on 11/11/2020. There you go, there's something for you. Big game, big stolen, and then off the foot of Giglio, who sends it out of bounds, and it will go just past the scorer's table. A kick in, and it will go to the Warriors as number 21 continues to run down the field. John Pfeffer. The indirect kick being applied here as we continue on in this game. 1-0 your score. King Philip leads. That ball will go to the Bulldogs. 16:46 left to go in the second quarter. 11-on-11 of varsity football happening. Football, as some people would call it. Soccer, as they call it in the USA. The American flag moving a little bit, speaking of America, indicating a little bit of a light breeze going on here. Under the lights at World War II Veterans Memorial Field on Veterans Day. Again, thank you to all the veterans for everything that you do. It is beyond our comprehension. And the Bulldogs are fighting towards it. They're getting along the end line there. And the big play there, but the ball is kicked out by the Warriors. The Warriors running and running, and then picked up by Matt Giglio. Giglio playing in one of his final games. Krugny going down, and he will scrape the crossbar. You can't get much closer than that, folks. He went all the way around. It literally did an arc and graced the crossbar the entire way around. Cannot get any closer than that. 15:29 left to go in this second quarter. 1-0 your score. King Philip leads Canton. The indirect kick happening right around the center line here. Instead of booting it sky high, just does a little nudge kick to his teammate, not too far away from him. And the Warriors taking it down. And their maneuver, and KP almost got that ball intercepted by Abdullah Barry. Barry almost took that one, and the wind's starting to pick up just a tad here at CHS. And that's a big block by number 11 for the Bulldogs. Big play by Valdivinos, who gets it over to Krugny, and then stolen by the Warriors. Crowd is erupting on both sides. Only 2 members of each family allowed at the game. Stop by Ruggieri. Thought that one was going to go over his head for a second, but it did not go over his head literally or figuratively. And he stops it. The Dogs sending it on down, making sure that they continue to have a chance in this one. A lot of game left to be played here. Ball kicked back to Aiden Lindmark. And big play by Sanchez, who is going to look to get almost a chance at it again here as they play right around the out-of-bounds line, the end line there. On the center circle now, right on the C for Canton. Quick drills. You can tell that they do a lot of footwork here, a lot of skilled drills. You can see right there. You can tell there's just those quick running around the cones, in and out, in and out. And that one will be through the uprights of the American goalpost. So if we were playing U.S. football, he would have just scored at least 3 points, but that is not the case here in soccer. So we remained with the same score, 1-0. King Philip leads the Canton Bulldogs. 13 minutes even left to go in this first half, the second quarter. The team's jogging for position, the high jumping knee off of Dylan Baird. Off the handball, the Bulldogs get it back, it looks to be. Number 12 looking check in, Jake McCabe for the Bulldogs. as he awaits time to come in. Right in front of the scorer's bench, Jorge Sanchez, number 4 for the Bulldogs. Wise beyond his years. Only a sophomore here at Canton High School. And that's a big hit. Trying to steal it there are the Warriors, trying to get it for their team. Krugny going back and forth between 2 defenders. And that is a big catch by Lindmark. If you see a flash going off, there is flash photography happening here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field, so don't be startled at all. Oh, and a collision between Gilmore, Giglio, and number 8, Evan McEvery. And it'll be a stop as Ruggieri gets out of the goal but keeps the ball directly in front of his feet the entire time. Jorge continuing to move fast. Oh, makes it past 1 defender. Jorge makes it past 2, and he's looking to get past the 3rd. The first one coming back. Sanchez getting a quick hit. And then, oh, he's so close, but the Bulldogs get another shot. So close to the goal there, but not to be. O'Leary trying to get that ball into the net here. Looks like Valdivinos will kick a little roller into Lindmark's hands. Warriors looking to check in 2 of their own, which would be Connor O'Neill and number 10, Stephen Griffin. Griffin looking to check back in. Looks like McKinney checking in for the Bulldogs as well. And they all go in. Krugny and Valdivinos coming out for the Bulldogs. Big applause for the team. John Pfeffer coming out for the Warriors. Number 9, Alex Leon, the senior captain, checking out as well. Excuse me. In 10-10 on 11-11-2020. Never going to see that one again. And the teams continue to fight forward and continue to move and groove towards a victory and a spot in the semifinals of the Hockomock Cup, the championship bracket. Colton Merliani, in his senior year, gets it down to McKinney. Charles McKinney looked to get it past, and McKinney almost looks like, we'll see where this one ends up. That ball goes out of bounds. We'll see where this one ends up. It looks like Sanchez will get this one. The team set up their formations. We get going here. That's a high sailing one. Looks to be for Abdullah Barry. Barry kicks it down to his teammate, down to Carson Eagles. And the ball looks to stay on the Bulldogs side of things off of that foul from KP. King Philip Regional High School is located in Wrentham, Massachusetts. That's about 15 to 21 miles drive from Canton High School, depending on what route you take. So not too terribly far, but not next door either. Number 22, Colin Wesley, looking to check in. 8:20, and he will check in. It looks to be for number 13, AJ Olson. 8:20 left to go in this second quarter. 1-0 your score. This broadcast is sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club.
Win the ball, Green!
Thank you for watching this game, whether it's on Canton Community Television, Verizon 41, Comcast 12, or on Verizon, the HD channel for the student station 2143, 2143, or Periscope.tv/Saeed Sports, SAEED Sports. Various ways to see this game. Well, thank you for joining us and staying safe during these challenging times, as they say. Big hit there for the Bulldogs, and they're trying to get it past as they're continuing to play on their opponent's side of the pitch, but as soon as they say that, it goes past and ends up on the Bulldog side of things, and the Dogs looking to keep it out of their yard. Big play by Carson Eagles. Looks like to be Colton Merliani trying to get this one down. And he will continue. Teams continuing to fight and continue to joust to get this one for him. Looks like Charles McKinney trying to get this one. People flying all over the place. Everyone's safe. 6:45 left to go in this second quarter, this first half here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Thank you to all the veterans there on Veterans Day, not just on Veterans Day, but every day. The other reason we're able to have freedoms and be able to do things like this. This varsity boys soccer match in Massachusetts high schools. Teams situate themselves and continue to move forward. Working it out here. Oliver Ames with the overall regular season record of 3-4-4. That's 3 wins, 4 losses, and 4 ties. A rough start to their season with 4 out of their 5 matches being losses. We'll pick things back up with 2 straight wins after that. Since then, they have tied their last 3 competitions. And we'll continue to hit this one high into the lights. Oh, and there's a collision there, that will be called. As Jorge Sanchez will collide with number 13, AJ Olsen. And now will transfer possession of the ball towards the Warriors. That's not allowed in 2020, certified the MIAA. Giglio fighting, trying to figure out how to unbox the jukebox here. And that one going to Merliani. Merliani taking advantage here and sending it towards his team. And the team's continuing to fight. Sanchez fighting on, and he's going forward. Leon checking back into the game for the Warriors. Number 13, AJ Yelson checking out. Substituting for the senior captain. 3 captains for the Warriors. 3 captains for the Bulldogs, all seniors. And hit by Sanchez, and Sanchez sends it out of there. Gets that one, kicks it straight out of the Bulldog side of the pitch, making sure that Ruggieri doesn't even have to blink a play on it. Keeping this game a 1-score game. 1-0, KP leads CHS. Valdovinos and Crognali looking to check back in for the Dogs. Abdullah Barry never ceases to amaze me. We've called most of his games here at home and surprises me every single time. What that man can do is beyond me. It's astonishing. And the teams continue to fight on. McKinney trying to get something going here. And the big play. And a back foot by number 12, Jake McCabe, who sends it over to McKinney. McKinney trying to get forward and slide up and around. Slippery slime. The Warriors have having trouble trying to get to him. Gets the ball out to McCabe. The older of the younger than McCabe's, excuse me. Jake McCabe sends, that ball goes high and into the sort of lap of number 11, Will Keefe. Keefe, one of the 3 senior captains for the Dogs, looking to roar and bark as the instructions coming from their bench and encouragement as well. Gotta make sure everybody hears you. .244 left to go in the second quarter. Bulldogs trail 1-0 to the visiting King Philip Warriors. Winner of this playoff game goes towards the semifinals. And they will play either Milford or Sharon, who are playing right now in those semifinals. And the teams continue to battle on, and they're moving and grooving and trying to get something going. Colin Wesley was one of the players with possession there. And it goes out of bounds. It looks like Valdivinos and Crugnelli are coming back in. Charles McKinley checking out, who gets a big applause from the Bulldog faithful. Dylan Baird checking out as well as he is coming out of the game. Winding down the second quarter here, quarters not halves due to the COVID restrictions. And the team's fighting along the far side of the pitch, right along the flag, and it's almost in. The Bulldogs having heartbreaking shots here, and a great save keeping it in bounds, the Bulldogs. They've made so many great attempts at the goal, but none of them, they've just all barely missed. And that one will be a turnover as the Warriors take possession. But nonetheless, the Dogs will not stop fighting. The fight in the Bulldogs is unceasing. Big play there for the Warriors, Anthony Zapala. Teams are not going to give up. They're not going to give up that fighting spirit. The fighting spirit of a Warrior, and the Bulldogs not known to give up in any stretch of the imagination. Coach Erickson has instilled that in his team, this being his 28th season as the head coach of Canton Boys Varsity Soccer. Jorge Sanchez sliding back and forth. Back and forth he goes, and he's going to continue to run down the side of the pitch and continues with the possession. It's going to stay Bulldog ball with that penalty as we are closing in on the end of the second quarter. Big applause coming from the socially distant crowd. Bulldogs trail King Philip by 1 goal. This broadcast sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. Bulldogs almost get it in, and we'll call the end of the second quarter. At the end of 2 quarters, the end of 1 half, the Canton Bulldogs trail the King Philip Warriors by a score of 1-0 here in Canton High School. 1-0, your halftime score. King Philip leading the Canton Bulldogs in this quarter-final matchup in the Hockomock Cup. Winner goes to the semis.
Hello, Danny Erickson here, Athletic Director at Canton High School. We are so excited to be having our fall season off and running. We have a bunch of games down here at Memorial Field for field hockey and for soccer teams. We hope families will join us, the families of our players. We do have to make sure everybody's safe, and we are following many guidelines when it comes to COVID-19. So just a quick heads up for all parents who are coming to the games to make sure that they fill out their COVID pre-screen at home. You can find that right here at our website, or on our blog, or our Twitter account. We have it as many places as you can find it. So please make sure you save yourself time when you come to the game and fill out your pre-screener at home. Go Bulldogs.
We're getting set for second half action as the last 40 minutes of this one will determine the future of these two teams. As darkness descends on World War II Veterans Memorial Field, the lights are on. The teams play under those very lights. With championship aspirations, both teams look to roar into victory. They move one step closer to achieving those championship aspirations. Colin Wesley starts off with the Warriors there. And the teams fighting for each other, fighting with each other, and fighting for one another's team. Switch sides once more. Oh, and the jumping kick by Abdullah. King Philip now at the goal near the entrance. The Canton Bulldogs at the goal nearest the scoreboard. Jacob Krugny trying to make something happen for his team as they continue to roll forward. Lindmark with the diving save there. Intensity to be being picked up by the Bulldogs. And you hear it in their voices. And the teams continue to move and continue to move. High and wide. Oh, Abdullah grazes it off his chest. And Colton Merliani trying to score yet again. He has had a number of goals for the Bulldogs this year. Ball just gets past him into the waiting shot of number 11, Will Keefe. But he's being chased down by number 15, Cole Breen. And that will go out. Looks to be in favor of the Bulldogs here. And they'll continue with this kicking. Slams it on home. Might want to enter the home run derby, but instead of a bat, uses leg. It goes so far and wide. And the teams continue to do combat as they switch back and forth. And that ball goes out of bounds in literally to the feet of one Mr. Erickson for the head coach of the Canton Bulldogs. Literally did not even move. Ooh, that's a big hit. Leo took it like a champ right there. Straight to the shoulder, point blank. And that will be a hands-on play. You cannot do that. And it will be on Patrick O'Leary. Just like the ball landed into Erickson's feet, that one landed into Mr. O'Neill's feet for the Warriors. So the ball is coming straight towards the head coaches. 1-0 your score. The Warriors lead the Bulldogs 1-0. 17:08 left to go in this third quarter. I'm Kevin Praik along with Saeed, your cameraman. The objective team bringing you this broadcast. And Barry almost gets it past the gaggle of defenders there. And it's going to go to the other side. Fouls being called, and the teams continue to battle here. Tyga Keller, big player for the Warriors. KP continuing to move, and that ball continues to roll towards the head coaches here, like they have a homing beacon. The ball goes so high in the air when the Bulldogs kick it. It might as well launch like a rocket to it. You can see what's happening in outer space right now. That foul must have been on the Bulldog side because King Philip, whose bench is standing right in front of me, is very happy about that call. And they'll take this corner kick here, sends it on over, hits the cross, and then off of the Bulldog, and then they're playing ping pong with their heads. Going off of one head, then off another, then back to another head. The triple header. And that one sails far and wide. And Merliani with the big stop and gets it to his teammate. Krugny sends it over in a weird sort of pass there. The pass by one O'Leary is intercepted. The Warriors take over. Stop by Carson Eagles. Eagles sends it over to O'Leary. O'Leary continuing to progress in this game. Stolen by the Warriors. And the teams are battling and fighting for their right to be called winners of this game and eventually be called champions of the entire Hockomock League. Ruggieri looking to feed it to his team. and gets that ball down into the air. Barry off the backside of his head, up to the referee's discretion, and the kicks are going wide, and it looks to be just picked up by Ruggieri with 14:19 left to go in this game, in this quarter, excuse me. Still 20 minutes left to be played after this. All in all together are the Warriors from King Philip, as they lead 1-0. Colton Merliani with that big play. It looks like Leon will get it, and it looks like the Bulldogs will take possession of that one. Carson Eagles playing great team, playing great stuff tonight. Way outside back for the Eagles. That one's going soaring. Take that one for a ride. And there's a big play for number 12, Tyga Keller. And the team is running down the clock, continuing to move. That one's going to go sailing, and it one sets course into the arms and chest of Giovanni Ruggieri. And that one, just attach satellites to these balls. They're getting just as high. Soon enough, NASA's going to be employing the Canton Bulldogs to send stuff up into the air. They're getting them so high. And a big play by O'Leary. O'Leary sends it down to Crognelli. Jacob running down the field, and it will stay Bulldog ball. Colin Wesley went a little too far. Could not be in front of Mr. Crognelli. And that will cause the foul. So the indirect kick being awarded to the Bulldogs. Barry doing some big plays here. Or it's going to be number 11. It looks like Will Keefe will take it, or Barry will take it, confusing everybody. And that one went sailing. Erickson didn't seem to be too thrilled about it, as that shot went over the goal. Leon. And the Warriors trying to maintain composure and get focused in this one. And each team continuing to battle on. Giovanni yelling instructions for his team. 11:21 left to go in this third quarter. 1-0 your score. King Philip scored early on in this game, early on in the first quarter. And that one will go high and wide into the Warrior bench. Started by Tristan Lee there, one of the seniors. Big play. Oh, this playing and off the pink feet of Abdullah Berry. Him and his pink cleats continuing to make an impact. Only been with the Bulldogs program a year, but is unmistakably a huge part of this game. And that is a large response for the Bulldog faithful. They are cheering on their Bulldogs, and they erupt with big positivity. Number 10, Stephen Griffin, looking to check back in, as he's looking to install himself into the software of this one. This game being played out IRL, in real life. In the big plays here, going back and forth, number 8, Evan McGarry, a big senior captain for the Warriors, and KP trailing down the side, and that ball will go out, and it'll be their ball as they go in. Colton Merliani checking out of the game, along with Jacob Crognelli. Looks like Valdivinos and McKinney coming in. Substitutions also put forth by the Warriors. Carson Eagles checking in, sends it on over to Keith. Keith sends it on over to Eric. Eric trying to dig this one out, trying to get the shovel, and there's two people trying to get him over. Arguments with the officials. We're trying to figure out what is happening here. And it looks like the Warriors will take it. The Warriors sporting the white and green attire. The Bulldogs sporting the all green attire. Big teams, big plays, and big hopes as they dream big and continue to fight for those dreams. 8:54 left to go in this third quarter. King Philip looking to win their first game in 3 matches. The Bulldogs looking to keep their winning streak alive after their last game against another team of Warriors, the Foxborough Warriors. And scorching down the field, and it's gonna go and drift to the side there. Looks like the Bulldogs will take it. Each team getting instructions from their head coach. Right on the edge. Oh, that had to hurt. Right into the gut of one of the Warriors. Number 10, Stephen Griffin, taking it like a champ there. He's all fine. Intensity, intelligence, and integrity. The 3 I's being demonstrated by these two teams. Bulldogs trying to tie this game up, and they're looking for it. They are almost there, and that's stolen by the Warriors. Will Keith playing the back, and he kicks it down to his team. It looks like Eagles is going to send it the other way. Big green cleats sending it on down to Valdivinos. Valdivinos falling over, and he is okay, and he is scorching down the field. My goodness, somebody called Barry Allen. The flash is on the field, and that's a score for the Bulldogs. Give an assist to Valdivinos, and that is a big play for the Dogs as they tie this game up. It looks like Jacob McCabe is going wild here on KP. Bulldog Nation running wild on their home turf here tonight. 7:08 left to go in this third quarter. We are knotted at 1. A chance and a trip to the semifinals on the line. And that energy is infectious from one Jake McCabe. Only in his sophomore year. Hopefully he'll spend time with this team as well. In this unusual season, you got to keep the joy alive. Neither team is ever ripped. So they keep on fighting. They never give up. Oh, and he is tumbling, takes a somersault and just past the goal, and it won't be any good there. The lean back and the coming from Coach O'Neill. As that one was close to getting in there. Ruggieri looking to feed his team here. Put the dinner on the table and form out the soccer ball. And it's going to be a sky-high delivery off the shoulder of 2 men. And boys soccer continues. And big play by one Matt Giglio. Giglio with the heads-up defensive play and will put the Bulldogs in prime position to keep their momentum with the indirect kick from their opposition. Back and forth is Colin Wesley, who sends it on over. Each team shuffling it back and forth. 1-2, 1-2. Oh! And everybody is okay there. A little trip there by one of the senior captains for King Philip. Eden Lindmark giving his team some encouragement from the opposite side of the pitch here. 5:06 left to go, game tied at 1. Senior captain for the Warriors, Alex Leon, trying to get back in. Wind starting to rustle the remaining leaves around World War II Veterans Memorial Field. This broadcast sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. Number 9 coming in for 13 on the Warriors side of things. Trying to get everybody in the box, get everybody positioned and ready to go. Big plays for the Bulldogs, and that one's gonna go sailing, get those air miles established, and the Bulldogs are running straight down. Oh, and that's gonna be a penalty. Jake McCabe deliberately shoving his opponent. That cannot happen. So that will halt the momentum, and the Warriors will take it there. Owen Donovan, the Patriot Ledger Player of the Week, voted on by the community. Congratulations to Owen Donovan. And the teams continue to move on and fight on. A train signaling that this game is going to keep chugging along, right along the tracks. And then off the shoulder, Valdivino's fighting for it with number 17, Anthony Zapala. Jacob Crugnally looking to check back in. And he will tick the box and come on in to the field of play. Coming out would be Jake McCabe getting a big round of applause. The ever exuberant player, full of energy, sparking life into his team, keeping their chances alive. Oh, and that's going to be a big collision for both people. And everybody is getting up and seems to be okay. And that will be a big thing happening for both sides. Number 2, Sean McCarthy checking into the game here. Team's trying to get set and reset as we continue play here. 2:23 left to go. Goal kick happening. And it goes soaring. Barry getting his shoulder, rotating it. Not only just hitting it with the stiff shoulder, rotating the arm there. And gets it to Valdivinos. The speedster getting through 3 defenders and then gets it over to his team, kicks it a little too hard as it splits between O'Leary and McKinney. And the teams continue to fight on. Moments away from the end of the third quarter, 25 cents left to be put into the machine in the form of the fourth and final quarter. Big kick by Matt Giglio, stopping the Warriors in their tracks. Giglio with key defensive plays all night, and all season for that matter. Each team bouncing back and forth. Sitting on down, trying to break this tie as that ball flew by. 60 minutes. Actually, it's 80 minutes. You gotta play all 80 of them. You can't just play 79, you could lose. So each team knowing that and continues to have it. Oh, and there's a big play off the ball. Crugnally is fine. Then the teams are going crisscross and then trying to get it past, splits. The 2 defenders is Leon, the senior captain. And that one goes soaring. Straight up into the sky. That one will go towards the ramp of the far sidelines there. The ramp towards the stands. The stop by the Warriors, and the goalie will sit down, and he's in all kinds of space, is McCarthy. Oh, and the big play by Abdullah, who kicks it into the shin of one of the Warriors, and that'll be the end of your third quarter. So, with that, 20 minutes remain, and your score, the Canton Bulldogs 1, the King Philip Warriors 1. Who will win in advance to the semifinals? This week starts the first ever Hockomock Cup, a seeded postseason tournament across both the Kelly Rex and Davenport divisions. 8 top teams battle it out to be called champion of the Hockomock League. Never before seen in the near 90-year history of the Hockomock League has such a thing happened. The final standings in each division, the Kelly Rex and Davenport, respectively, determine the seeds or ranking of each team. For instance, Canton finished second in the Davenport, so they get the second seed or ranking. King Philip finished third in the Kelly Rex, so they get the third seed. The seeding or ranking matters because whoever has the higher seed has home field advantage for that match. The top 4 seeds in each division will compete in the Hockomock Cup, which is what you are watching right now. Seeds 5 and 6 will compete in a consolation bracket, this almost guaranteeing varsity and JV squads 2 postseason games. Quarterfinals, semifinals, semi-consolation, and championship are the rounds for the Hockomock Cup. In the consolation for seeds 5 and 6, you have the consolation opener and consolation finals. This championship bracket will happen at the varsity level only for boys soccer, girls soccer, and field hockey. Those the instructions of the Hockomock Cup. Cheering coming from KP as they look to win this game. Bulldogs doing some big playing of their own here. Under the lights at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Thank you to all the veterans serving and who have served protecting this country. You can see this game on Canton Community Television, Verizon 41 or Comcast 12. It's also on the Verizon HD channel of the student station, Verizon 2143. Also on periscope.tv/Saeed Sports, SAEED, the word sports, or on the Periscope app under the same name. On demand at all those places, and a few more. Vimeo, the Vimeo channel for Canton Community Television. Variety of places to watch this game at your convenience, whether it be live or on demand. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kevin Praik along with your cameraman Saeed. And the final quarter is underway. Oh, and down goes Crognelli. With a big play there. We'll see what the officials decide to do with it. They'll give the free kick to the Warriors. Getting the ball set and ready here. Knotted at 1. Trying to undo that knot are both teams. That one goes high and off the shoulders of 2. And in between the hips of both of them, as that went absolutely every way to Sunday. And the wind picks up here in Canton on 11/11/2020. Wednesday night action. almost into the goal, but it was open for Jacob Crugnali. And each team trying to strive for their best, and the Bulldogs right around their bench area, and they're having a grand old time. But that ball goes towards the Warriors. And King Philip bench not a fan of that call. Coach Erickson standing on top of one of the benches, getting his team instructions, telling them, giving them ways to win, ways to go here. 28 seasons, he's been doing something, right? Numerous accolades to his credit. And the Bulldogs continuing to fight off the Warriors, but somebody matched Abdullah in speed. I cannot believe it. And it was not Eric Valdivinos. That was super impressive. Of number 5, Cole Breen, who is fantastic in that regard. I've never seen somebody match speed with Abdullah Berry. Tie game here. And that one's sent for a ride. And they're playing around the end line here. Under the lights here at Memorial Field, Canton High School. A trip to the semifinals, one step away from the championship game. That is what's at stake here tonight. And back and forth they go. Number 16, looking to get something on Mac Craigo. Craigo bouncing back and forth, and then fancy footwork. And that one will go cross field and looks to be out of bounds on that side. As the teams continue to do battle. 16:24 left to go in this match. Knotted at 1 as they try to undo the knot. Whether it's a simple knot or one of those fancy boat knots, I don't know. Colton Merliani fighting off the defender there, Sean McCarthy. McCarthy, the junior forward. Most of the team on the Warriors side are upperclassmen, taking the front there. And Jacob Krajnally taking the big cheering section. Jacob Krajnally. Substitution for the Warriors, and they continue to fight here. And they're going back and forth, making something of it. The umbrellas coming out here at Memorial Field as the rain starts to sprinkle. Each team fighting for their right to be called the winners of this match and move on in the Hawk tournament. Whistle being blown there. Oh, and send high and wide for number 11, Will Keefe. Keefe trying to keep his team's championship dreams alive here. In back and forth. Will Keefe sending it again. Keefe coming alive in this last quarter. The fancy footwork by both people there. Number 13 for the world, AJ Olsen, colliding there with number 23. Matt Giglio. Everybody seems to be okay here. Wait, 17. That's not how it's spelled though. Each one's continuing to go here. Everybody continuing to try to stay dry and continue to try to stay safe as everybody is trying to keep safe. With the daily screener coming in, the daily screener, the mask wearing at all times, the modifications to the game, the limited amount of personnel, people allowed at the game here, overall. The social distancing. And the teams continuing to battle. Back and forth, back and forth. Number 13 for the Warriors, AJ Olsen. Olsen trying to make something. Oh, then back and forth off the ankle. And the Bulldogs will take it. And this corner kick looks to be taken by, almost by Sanchez. Will take it by Will Keith. Sanchez takes the majority of them. And off the shoulder of Dylan Baird. Ooh, and that one was sent down. Each team continuing to battle on. Ooh, and there's a big hit by Matt Giglio. Giglio going to be called for that on a foul there. Valdivinos, the speedster, looking to check back into this one here, wiping the either sweat or rain off of his brow there. Oh, that's a big hit as the team switch sides. And the number 11 looking to check in, Connor O'Neill for the Warriors, Valdivinos, Eric Valdivinos for the Bulldogs.
Colton down lower! Colton lower!
A little bit of rain here, a little bit of rain, a little bit of wind, not too much on either one, just enough to force everyone to break up the stuff. And that is a big save for the Bulldogs as they look to continue to move it forward and save it, as we are still knotted at 1. Tie, drawn. Substitutions inbound for the Warriors as they do just that. Oh, that one goes high. Almost hit me, actually, sitting up here on the platform. Dan Fievold continuing to make his presence known. Big play happening here, and the teams continue to battle on.
Eric! Get off the field!
Team setting up, trying to get something going here. Charles McKinney coming in for one, Eric Valdivinos. And that kick will be null and void. Can't bring that one for redemption. 1-1. The teams are tied. 9:31 left to go in this game. McKinney looking to gather himself and gather the kick in here, but it is intercepted by the Warriors. The Warriors will take it on up and move it forward as they progress further down the field. Oh, and then off of Barry just keeps getting bashed and battered, but does not matter. Number 16, Matt Craigo. Craigo gives it down to Alex Leon. Leon sends that ball over the other pile of balls. Number 29 with the big thing, Tristan Lynn, being the unofficial ball gatherer for their team as it goes straight for him. Dan Thiefel. Sending that one down there. Oh, and then off the leg of Jake McCabe. All the balls being sanitized before they enter back into the game here, keeping everybody safe. And the team's continuing to fight and fight. And yes, fight some more.
Go green! Go green!
Looks like the Bulldogs will take this goalie kick. This goal kick by Giovanni Ruggieri. Oh, and then off of Matt Giglio. Giglio, one of the stars defensively for the Bulldogs all night. And Giglio sending it, getting it to Crognale, who sends it on straight down the field. Going for it is Jake McCabe. McCabe looking and fighting and doing his darndest to get this one forward. Oh, off of Barry's collarbone. And McKinney trying to break this tie and put his team up. Cheering continuing to come from the Bulldog faithful as a dog barks here at the home of the Bulldogs. That's very ironic. That's very serendipitous. Very apropos as it continues. The dogs obviously rooting for their dog kind, being the Canton Bulldogs, made up of humans. 6:31 left to go in this one. 1-1 your score. A calm silence comes over the field. Everyone anticipating what is happening. Number 10, checking out. And the Bulldogs close to scoring, but not at this juncture. Remains tied at 1. Under 6 minutes to go. And off the back of one of the Bulldogs. And it will be taken advantage of and sent towards the Warriors side of things. And the teams continue to fight on. And they're going forward and continuing to battle here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Thank you to all the veterans here, not just on Veterans Day, but every day for everything that you do. Jacob Crognale trying to send it over to his team. And then Matt Giglio almost takes the interception there. Would have been another star representative for the Bulldogs as they fight for their right to be called victors. And almost into just past. What in the world was going on there? Alex Leon with an acrobatic sort of style. I'm not exactly sure what was happening there, but it was quite the big one on this day. He went up and down and over inside and then going towards the net and then landing there, and it's grand. 5 minutes. 5 minutes are all that remains here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. The Bulldogs almost getting it. Crognale trying to get it by. He's trying to get forward, and he's going flying into the air. By that I mean the ball, and it is going high and wide. Wow! What a play. That was quite the effort there by Crognale and quite the sequence of events. As the Bulldogs looking for this kick-in replacing throw-ins due to the COVID restrictions. Number 12, Jake McCabe, quite responsible for the Bulldogs' lone goal in this game. Number 10, Stephen Griffin, looking to check in for his team, which would be KP. Jacob hitting it back to his teammate. Sanchez trying to dig it out and called the police. That one was stolen. That kick, another star play, another star defensive play. But hits himself in the head because of the lack. He kicked it right out of bounds, so he was not too thrilled about that one as this game winds down. Check-ins here for the teams as they are substituting people in and out. Oh, wow, and that one's going to go high and wide and into, we're going to call it out of bounds.
Go green!
The rain's still drizzling down here, getting a little bit more constant as the game winds down to a close. Tied at 1 are the Canton Bulldogs and the King Philip Warriors in this varsity boys soccer matchup. Almost a good play for the Bulldogs, almost scoring there, putting them up towards the end of this one. This being for a shot at the semifinals in the Hakama Cup, the ranked playoff tournament, to crown an overall league champion. The kick in from Barry. Barry sending it far and into the waiting arms of Lindmark. Jorge channeling.
Yeah, Jorge!
And he was fighting on down, going past Alex Leon. Refs using those digital whistles.
Get it back, green!
Number 12, Tyga. Looking to make a big play here. And that one goes soaring. Whoa, and that one goes almost in. I thought that one was a sure thing, but not to be. Under 5 minutes remain in this final quarter of play. Quarters not halves due to the modifications by the MIAA. Off the shoulder of Abdullah Barry, high in through the uprights, but not the one he intended. Shot on goal for the Warriors. Big deal as the moments wind down, leaves flying in the air. The wind picking up a little bit, the rain subtly slowing down just a tad bit here. The team's continuing to battle, continuing to move, continuing to be of service to one another as long as it's their own teammates playing in the rain here on November 11, 2020, on Wednesday. Thank you for joining us. And that ball will hit the fence on the far side. Lindmark getting instructions to his team there. The rain's starting to come down once again. Oh, and misplay there by what looked to be Dylan Baird, and that ball will go out of bounds.
It is. It's so crazy.
Ruggieri looking to get this goal kick going and continuing to battle. Oh, stolen by the Warriors, and the Bulldogs trying to get it back. And that one will go soaring. Air soccer. And the teams continuing to battle despite the elements, as this one winding down to a close. The crank almost having to be turned again. Not sure if that will be the case in this one. And back and forth they go. Where it stops, they hope it ends in the back of the net. Alex Leon running back and forth, trying to get past two Bulldog defenders. Ball being kicked out by Will Keith.
Hurry up, Jake. Leo! Let's go, Green!
Corner kick being inbounded here. Right in front of you. And then the big play there by Evan. And that will be the end. 1-1 your score. And that will be the end of the game. As the teams tie 1-1, the Canton Bulldogs continuing to play. That will be the 4th straight tie for King Philip. So at the end of this game, the Canton Bulldogs with the tie with King Philip 1-1 in this quarterfinal matchup. I'm Kevin Praik along with Saeed, your cameraman. And thank you for joining us on this Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans, and thank you for watching.
10 minutes, put 1 minute on between.
In between there, everybody's trying to figure it out. 1 minute intervals would be played in between. Whoever scores first is declared the winner. 10-minute quarters being played. And if there is no goal within the 10 minutes, then the teams will switch sides and will play another 10 minutes. And if that doesn't happen, another 10 minutes. This game will not end until a decisive victor is crowned. No ties allowed in this one. That's good news for KP as they'll break their streak of 3 ties. And we're here in overtime in 2020. Didn't think I'd say that in Varsity High School sports. But here we are, and we're ready to go, and we're revving up. Alex Leon going for it, trying to get something happening here. Each team making it, and almost there. KP on the goal nearest the entrance. Canton on the goal nearest the scoreboard. Canton almost ended this overtime early. The Bulldogs coming off a 5-1 win over Foxborough in their last match encounter. The King Philip Warriors have 3 straight ties as we're getting ready to go here. Alex, the senior captain, evading both his foot and the scorekeeper's foot. Nobody can get a handle on that one. So they'll get a new ball. Carson Eagles sends it over to his team, who then shifts it over to what would have been Eric Valdivinos, but that ball going out of bounds.
Let's go, Green! Let's go, Green!
Carson Eagles will take this one, and we'll see where it ends up for him. Eagles sending it, and almost the Bulldogs threatening to end this game as the time continues to clock down here in overtime. Number 8 for the Warriors, Evan McEvery, who has had a big season for them, multiple goals. The senior captain looking to continue to fight for his team. We're making sure everybody can see here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Abdullah Berry taking his pink cleats and using them to get that ball down to Jake McKay. 2 tumbles. And the ball will go towards the Bulldogs through referee call. And the teams continue to battle on and continue to fight in overtime, a rarity in 2020 soccer here in Massachusetts. A winner must be decided who will go on to the semifinals to face either Milford or Sharon in the Hockomock Cup. They're tied at 1, Bulldogs and Warriors. And Giovanni Ruggieri will pick that one up and get it into closer to his body quickly to make sure that nothing happens that he would not want to happen. And the sky-high ball is sent to a faraway place, and Eric Valdivinos trying to get that one down as Crognali sends it over to number 10, Dylan Baird. Baird getting it down here, trying to maneuver, trying to do something, but it'll be out of bounds. Goal kick for the Warriors. KP doing their best. Both teams jonesing for a victory here. This broadcast sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. Up and high, and that ball will go once again into the almost into the stands, colliding for the third time tonight with the Go Bulldogs stands over there on the farther side of the field. Under the lights, and that ball looks to be out of bounds. Jacob Crognali looking to get this one. Oh, and then the quick feet by number 10. And that'll be a save for the goalie, Aiden Lindmark. Again, 10-minute quarters, 1 minute in between. Whoever scores first wins. If we go into another overtime, they would switch sides, and we continue just the same. A winner must be determined. And the slow down on the field here. 5:21 left to go in the overtime period here. Still tied at 1. A trip to the semifinals in the Hockomock Cup, the championship playoff tournament. That is what these two teams are fighting for. Number 2 ranked Canton Bulldogs against the number 3 ranked King Philip Warriors. Bulldogs spending the majority of the time in this time period, the overtime period here, on their opponent's side of the pitch. And it will pass the end line. And let's go green! We'll see where this one ends up. Looks to be a indirect kick for a kick-in for the Warriors. The Warriors in the white jerseys and green shorts, the Bulldogs in the green shorts and the green tops. Back and forth they go. Matt Giggler trying to make another star defensive play here. And the teams fight. Bulldogs fighting alongside their bench. Thought they had it, did not. They were upset, but the big cheering coming from the KP side. The bench there. 4 minutes left to go in overtime. A victor must be decided. Ball will go to the Bulldogs now. And the team's continuing to push. And that one will go high and stay in bounds somehow. Jacob Crognali getting that one and sending it over. Bulldogs trying to end it, but Jake McCabe not able to get to that one. And it will go out of bounds. Each team continuing to battle here. Back and forth, Giglio again with the big defensive play. Ball gets lost in the lights. Everybody falling down. They seem to be okay, and we're going to continue with this overtime period. 3 minutes and counting in the first one. If there's a second one, the teams will switch sides, and we'll have another 10-minute period. Good for KP as they have tied their last 3 games. That will not be the case tonight. That ball did not go in. A sky-high one for the Bulldogs. The shot on goal. Be good for the stat sheet, but not for the scoreboard. And the team's continuing to fight and move forward. They're continuing to battle. And they're going twisting. But the referee will call it on the King Philip Warriors. The Warrior bench is shocked and dismayed. Cannot believe what they are seeing. The Bulldogs obviously are pretty happy.
Let's go, Green!
Come on, guys. Don't kick it. I'm just talking to myself.
Abdullah Barry has quite the leg on him. Very powerful. Goal kick coming in here for Aiden Lindmark. Ball will go towards the Warrior side. Closing in on the final moments of this first quarter here. This first overtime, excuse me. And that one will go high and wide. Air soccer once again, all aboard. And the teams continue to fight and move. Well, looks to be off the foot of Paul and Wesley. But it will go towards the KP side of the pitch, trying to stop it, and the Bulldogs will not take home the victory as of yet. What a heart stopper. It skipped the beat of almost everybody in here. Lindmark went out of the goal to stop it, and he missed it, and it was just rolling. Everybody thought it was going to ran into the side, but it went just wide. In a sigh of relief coming from TP in a heartbreaking miss for the Bulldog faithful. And that will be a tumble and roll. Seems to be okay. AJ Ilson will take this kick in here.
Let's go, Green!
The clock stopped twice this quarter for referee's discretion here. And the team's continuing to move forward. Barry being big defensive and offensive. Ball being dug out, trying to get it out of the area. Ball will be, referee calls for a foul on the Warriors. It'll be Bulldog ball. They needed that one to get it out of that area there. And the teams continue to move forward. That'll be the end of the first overtime with your score 1-1 still. This game must have a victor. Someone must win, and they will play until such happens. King Philip 1, Bulldogs 1, and they will switch sides. Back with you in a minute.
Keep it up!
We're doing it right away?
No, they got a minute, literally. I don't know how long this has been on the ground.
Oops.
You taking video over here or something?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get your voice at the same time.
Let's go, Green!
Getting the technical conversations in here. The team's continuing to do battle. Hopefully you can hear me at some point. Just finding out that the microphone was on the ground. Don't know for how long. So apologies if the audio wasn't as greatest there. Back here in the second overtime between the Canton Bulldogs and the King Philip Warriors. It looks like the Bulldogs will get something here. The Warriors on the side nearest the scoreboard. The Bulldogs switch to the goal nearest the entrance. And the kick-in will send that one high and wide, and the hands go on the head of multiple Bulldog players. Despite the miss, the Bulldog faithful here in attendance, as limited as they are, making their presence known, encouraging their teams to keep fighting and keep moving. .8:26 left to go in this second overtime here at World War II Veterans Memorial Field. Thank you to all the veterans here on Veterans Day. Crognali breaking angles back and forth, making him pass two defenders. And it will be into the waiting arms of Lindmark, who slings it to number 13, who almost intercepted by Jorge Sanchez. Number 8, Evan McEvery, one of the senior captains and star players for the Warriors, gets that one. Number 16 looking to check into the game. And a big play for the Bulldogs as they are closing in on the score. Again, first score win, 7:38 left to go in this second overtime. 1-1 your score. First one to score wins. There must be a winner. The kick-in coming from the Bulldogs here. 10-minute overtime periods. If there is no score, they will switch sides, have a 1-minute intermission, and we'll continue. Number 16, Matt Krego coming back into the game. And we'll see who's coming out. It looks to be Evan McEvery, one of the senior captains who we were just talking about. High and sailing. And that one will continue. Trying to get it around is A.J. Olsen. And that ball will be in favor of the Bulldogs with just under 6:37 left to go in this second overtime. Jorge Sanchez looking to get the kick in here. Sends it. And the Bulldogs trying to end this one. Bouncing off, trying to make sure this play is kept alive. And off the side in the goal and almost in. Double shots. But the Bulldogs not able to put it home. Lindmark playing great defense all night. You have to give it to him. What side you're rooting for or not, you have to give it to him. He has been absolutely phenomenal the entire night. 5:53 left to go in the second overtime. The teams continuing to do battle. And it has been quite the battle. We've been saying it's been a battle all night, but a second overtime tells you you're watching quite a game. As these two evenly matched teams continue to fight. The Warriors scored their goal early on in the first quarter. The Bulldogs scored theirs in the mid part of the third quarter. We're in, for all intents and purposes, the sixth quarter right now. No halves being played due to the COVID restrictions. Giglio, who's been a star defender all night, trying to get something going. This broadcast sponsored by the Canton Athletics Booster Club. A quick pass. It was like a no-look and then slams it back home, the back foot behind him. Big play by Crognali. Looked like he was trying to do something fancy, but by the grunt that he made, I don't think it was to his liking. We'll see where this one ends up. Going off the applause of the Warriors, we're going to say that that one was not in favor of the home team. Sanchez on defense, playing against number 13. Olsen versus Eric, and then two players continuing there. Valdivinos looking to get a foul called on him there. Ball will stay in the Warriors' possession. 4:05 left to go in the second overtime. A winner must be crowned. Two evenly matched teams. The kick, sending it down. Ruggieri catches it. First goal wins. Eric Valdivinos. Well, look to take it, but it seems to be that Jorge Sanchez will indeed take it. Will Keefe sends it on down. And it's going to go towards the near flag, and it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Warrior ball.
Let's go green!
Right outside the flag nearest the scoreboard. As we continue in this one, 3:16 left. And that one will go high over the head of Will Keefe. And he tries to dig this one out and sends it back as they're launching rockets back and forth. And each team continuing to run back and forth. Fatigue must be starting to play a role here, as they have played 100 minutes, closing in on 100 minutes. It's nearly 2 hours, and they've been running back and forth constantly. Not to mention they're running back and forth with face masks on. I don't know about you, but it's hard to breathe, and I'm not the one running down the field. And we're trying to see if that is no goal. It did not pass the goal line. A yellow card being administered to what looks to be number 10. Stephen Griffin, number 5, checking into the game, which would be Caleb Cassetta Waxman. Haven't seen him in quite some time. Back to that goal. It went up and into the crossbar, but did not go past the goal line. That is the crucial element. It has to go past the goal line, which the goal stands on. It does not matter if it hits the inside of the goal. It has to be past the goal line. So that is why that is a no goal there. A great shot nonetheless by King Philip as we closing at this second overtime. These two evenly matched teams continuing to battle, continuing to fight despite playing for nearly 100 minutes. And it's going to go down to Dan Fiedel. And it will go into the bench area closest to the Bulldog bench on the side nearest the scoreboard to give you an idea of where it is. This is one of the first ones to go rolling towards that area as each ball being sanitized before its re-entry. Everyone trying to be kept safe and doing their very best. Looks like Jorge Sanchez taking that kick in. Oh, so very close. A number of close calls here today. We remain tied at 1. Goal kick being administered as the final seconds continuing to come off the clock in this second overtime. A winner must be crowned. Tie score 1-1. Bulldogs and Warriors here at Memorial Field on Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans. Cinch, I would not want to run against Valdivinos. The man is a speedster, and by his exuberant reaction, I'm going to say that foul was on the Warriors. Anybody that can keep up with Valdivinos is beyond fast. Man has a second gear. Looks like either Sanchez or McCabe taking that one. And Jake McCabe playing that defense there as this second overtime continues to wind down. It is almost the end. We're almost sitting for a hat trick of overtimes. Team shouting instructions across the field. And that one goes high. And that will signal the end of the second overtime. So at the end of 6 quarters, your score 1-1. There must be a winner. Who will win, Canton or King Philip?
I think it's penalty kicks now.
This game not the only one in overtime here. An update on the Milford versus Sharon game. Leo Conan with the game winner for Milford with 2:30 into overtime, so they went in overtime as well. The Scarlet Hawks defeated Sharon 1-0 in advance to the next round in the Hockomock Cup. Big congratulations from Milford to the Sharon goalkeeper, who played an absolute gem of a game here in the Hawk Cup. So the winner of this one will face Milford in the semifinals of the Hockomock Cup. As we're running down towards the end here, played 4 quarters, 2 overtime quarters. We're still knotted at 1. There must be a winner. Canton Bulldogs, King Philip Warriors. Seems to be that we're into penalty kicks now. Flipping the coin here, 5-on-5. For these penalty kicks, what looks to be on the field for the Bulldogs are Dylan Baird, Eric Valdivinos, Abdullah Barry, and Jake McCabe. For the Warriors, looks to be Evan McEvery, Caleb Cassetta Waxman, number 10, Stephen Griffin, number 8, and number 22, Colin Wesley. Those being the goalkeepers, the 5-on-5 members on the field.
Let's go, Wimmer! Yeah, come on, Lindy! We're going to Milford. Go, Wimmer! Let's go, Skidmore! Come on, Lindy! Come on, Skidmore!
The King Philip team rooting on their goalie. As we're getting set for these penalty kicks here in the uber quiet Memorial Field. It'll be 1 score for the Bulldogs as goalie on goalie is shooting. Whoever gains the most will be declared the victor. Giovanni with the goal. Stephen Griffin looking to kick it here, trying to knot this one up once more. Stephen Griffin going up against Giovanni Ruggieri. Stark quiet continues besides the train in the background.
Let's go, Gio!
We'll go to the semifinals to face Milford. He kick. And it'll be blocked by Ruggieri, who pumps his arm in excitement. The Bulldog faithful go crazy Bulldogs have that 1-0 advantage here. And the penalty kick, still a lot more left to be played. 4 more to be administered for each team. Aiden Lindmark going up against Jake McCabe. And that'll be blocked by Lindmark. So this game stays 1-1 penalty kick goal for the Bulldogs and 0 for the King Phillip Warriors. They're looking to keep that one tied as we're having the second shot for the Bulldogs here. Caleb Casetta Waxman getting to set this one up for his team. KP, Giovanni Ruggieri in goal for the Bulldogs. We'll see where this one ends up here. So quiet, you could hear a pin drop. It's like we're playing golf. Drama. What on earth is... And that one looks to be that they're going to call it as he jumped up and down, flailed his knees, did all sorts of motions, and it looked to have psyched out possibly Giovanni Ruggieri as we're tied in goals 1-1. 3 left for each team. Looks to be number 10, Dylan Baird, going up against Lindmark. And Baird will score it in there, putting one up for the Bulldogs. So 2-1 for the Dogs. The Warriors looking to tie it once again here. Number 11, Connor O'Neill, the senior midfielder, getting lined up against Giovanni Ruggieri, the goalkeeper for the Bulldogs. The whistle blows. Here he goes. And that ball will be netted. 2-2. Then Connor, apparently it's his birthday today, says his teammates. Happy birthday, Connor O'Neill. In comes the uber aggressive and super fast Eric Valdivinos, coming against him Lindmark here. Valdivinos going back and forth and will kick it in. Running back in zigzag circles. And he kicks it in 3-2. Now coming in for the Warriors will be John Pfeffer. Cheering coming from the other side of the stands, first time all night. John Pfeffer looking to score on Giovanni Ruggieri. And he does the little sidewinder motion. And it will be wide and no good. 3-2 remains the score. Incoming the final. Abdullah Barry. Been on the Bulldogs 1 year, but continues to make an impact. If he sinks this one, you can call this game over. Number 5, Abdullah Barry, the senior midfielder, lines up. And he does the whole zigzaggy motion. And he kicks it in, and that is it. And that will do it. And the Bulldogs win. TJ McCabe throwing the crutches in the air. The Bulldogs with the great celebration. That game literally could not get any closer. Well, I guess if they had one more penalty kick, but a great game nonetheless from both teams. Nothing taken away, an even match through and through. 6 quarters. And that didn't even describe it, as McCabe's crutches go soaring into the air, and the Bulldogs come out victorious in a hard-fought, gritty, determined teams finally finished their matchup. 100 minutes could not decide the victor. So they had to do penalty kicks, and almost all of those didn't decide it. I shudder to wonder if Barry missed his and the Warriors made theirs, what they would have done next, as they would have tied at 3. But the final score, the Bulldogs win in penalty kicks 3-2 after being tied for 6 quarters. The Canton Bulldogs win and move on to face Milford in the semifinals of the Hawk Cup. The playoffs continue. Nothing to be taken away from King Philip. An amazing showing from both teams. Everybody left it right out on the pitch. There is nothing to be ashamed of for either team, as they were both phenomenal. They gave it absolutely everything they could. Aiden Lindmark, despite the last part, was extremely well versed and took a variety of shots to make sure that his team stood a chance of winning. Fantastic play there. Giovanni Ruggieri, the goalie for the Bulldogs, also doing a great job. But really a really hard-fought game. So your final score, the Canton Bulldogs winning in penalty kicks 3-2 over the King Philip Warriors. Thank you for watching this absolutely incredible match between the King Philip Warriors and the Canton Bulldogs. Congratulations to the Bulldogs as they win this one. And that will be it. Saeed, your cameraman. I'm Kevin Praik. Thank you for watching. Have a great night and stay safe, everyone.